Imagine carrying the weight of the problems of hundreds, even thousands of people, all seeking a word of comfort, an answer, a sense of direction. Now, imagine being unable to show weakness, unable to say that you too are exhausted, that you too need help. This is the daily reality for many religious leaders. But what happens when the one who guides others begins to lose themselves? How does the pressure of leading a community affect the mental health of these leaders? Today, we are going to talk about a delicate yet extremely necessary topic: religious leaders and mental health. Religious leaders play a fundamental role in society. They provide guidance, spiritual support, listen to confessions, celebrate joyful moments, and offer comfort in times of hardship. But behind the pulpit, the robe, the title of pastor, priest, rabbi, or any other spiritual leader, there is a human being, someone with emotions, insecurities, and limitations. And the big question is, who takes care of those who take care of others? Many leaders experience deep emotional crises but avoid seeking help out of fear of judgment, apprehension about appearing weak, or even the belief that faith alone should be enough to cope with these struggles. In this video, we will explore the challenges these leaders face, the impact of spiritual and social pressure on their mental health, and how we can help them break this cycle of silent suffering. Being a religious leader is not just a calling, it is a great responsibility. The community expects them to have answers for everything, to be strong, to always be available. And this emotional burden is no small thing. The expectation is that they will always remain firm, never waver, and that their words will always inspire hope. But what happens when they themselves feel lost? When they need support but have no one to turn to? The truth is, many religious leaders suffer in silence. They face emotional exhaustion, crises of faith, and even depression, yet they rarely talk about it. After all, how can they admit to weakness when they are expected to be a source of strength for others? Religious leadership can be an incredibly lonely place. Often, these leaders have no close friends with whom they can be vulnerable. Anything they share could be used against them, and the fear of exposure pushes them into isolation. This isolation only worsens their emotional struggles. With no outlet for their own burdens, without a trusted shoulder to lean on, they accumulate the pain of others while being unable to process their own. This can lead to anxiety disorders, depression, and even spiritual burnout. Additionally, many leaders find themselves growing distant even from their own families. The overwhelming responsibilities and the need to always be available for the community mean that family moments become rare. This detachment can lead to feelings of guilt and even greater emotional distress. Another concerning factor is the lack of dedicated support networks for religious leaders. Unlike other professions that offer supervision or institutional psychological support, many religious figures have nowhere to turn when facing emotional crises. This absence of support can cause mental health issues to worsen. To combat this loneliness, it is essential to create safe spaces where leaders can share their struggles without fear of judgment. Support groups, mentorship programs, and psychological counseling are some of the solutions that can help reduce isolation and promote a healthier, more balanced life. The mental health of a religious leader does not only affect their personal well-being, it also has a profound impact on their family. Many leaders feel overwhelmed, with little to no time for their children, their spouse, or even themselves. The constant demands of the community can lead to family conflicts, emotional detachment, and even divorce. Overworking and the lack of balance between ministry and personal life are significant factors that contribute to the psychological decline of these leaders. When family members do not fully understand the emotional burden that a religious leader carries, this can create even more distance and isolation. It is crucial that both leaders and their families learn to communicate openly and honestly, fostering an environment of mutual support. Small adjustments in daily routines, such as setting aside time for family and engaging in leisure activities, can make a huge difference in maintaining emotional well-being. Suicide among religious leaders is a rarely discussed yet deeply concerning issue. The immense responsibility, the loneliness of leadership, and the pressure to be infallible can push many to the brink of despair. Tragically, there have been cases of pastors, priests, and other spiritual leaders who, unable to see a way out of their pain, have taken their own lives. The shame of admitting weakness, the fear of judgment, and the lack of proper support are all factors that contribute to these devastating outcomes. It is essential to break the silence on this subject. We need to create environments where these leaders can seek help without fear of consequences, spaces where they can be welcomed and encouraged to prioritize their mental health without feeling guilty or unqualified for their role. Cases of well-known religious figures who struggled with mental health. Pastor Andrew Stokelyne. In 2018, the pastor of Inland Hills Church in the United States battled depression and anxiety. Despite openly sharing his struggles, he tragically took his own life, sparking widespread discussions about the mental well-being of religious leaders. Pastor Jorid Wilson. A strong advocate for mental health awareness, Jorid frequently spoke about his battle with depression and led suicide prevention initiatives. In 2019, he died by suicide, shocking the Christian community and reinforcing the urgent need for support for religious leaders. Father Patrick Fernandes. In 2019, a Brazilian priest began showing severe symptoms of depression and exhaustion. He sought professional help and has since become a strong advocate for the importance of psychological care within churches. For a long time, seeking psychological help was considered unnecessary within religious communities. Many believed that faith alone should be sufficient to deal with any problem. Fortunately, this mindset is changing. More and more religious leaders are realizing that therapy and faith are not enemies. On the contrary, taking care of one's mind is just as important as nurturing one's spirit. And when a leader is emotionally well, they can serve their community more effectively. Another crucial point is that leaders who seek therapy can set a positive example for their followers. When a faith figure normalizes and encourages seeking professional help, the community is more likely to follow suit, reducing stigma and fostering a healthier environment. The first step is to create safe spaces where religious leaders can talk about their struggles without fear of judgment. They are human too, they suffer, and they need support. Encouraging them to seek therapy, take time to rest, and build genuine friendships can make a world of difference. We also need to shift the mindset within churches, teaching that seeking professional help is not a lack of faith but a responsible act of self-care. Additionally, religious communities must promote healthy practices of rest and balance. Many churches and congregations demand an exhausting workload from their leaders without providing adequate support. Creating spaces for self-care and psychological support can be a major step towards improving this reality. Religious leaders play a crucial role in their communities, but they also need care. If you know someone who is overwhelmed, encourage them to seek help. If you are a leader and feel this way, know that you are not alone. Seeking support is not a sign of weakness but a demonstration of strength. Mental health must be a priority within religious communities. When a leader is emotionally stable, they can fulfill their mission with more love and dedication. Breaking the taboo around therapy and psychological care is essential for ensuring that these leaders remain strong and healthy. Moreover, religious institutions must provide proper support for their leaders, creating welcoming and nurturing spaces. Building a culture of understanding and support can save lives and strengthen the spiritual journey of all. If this video resonated with you, share it with others. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content. And look, there's another incredible video for you to watch right now, appearing on your screen. See you next time.